92-year-old Father Luigi Battazzi is the last known survivor of a secret pact that experts say may have influenced Pope Francis. Signed 50 years ago at the time of Vatican II by Catholic bishops in this underground church in Rome. Called the Pact of the Catacombs, it vowed to create a poor church for the poor, the same church Pope Francis says he wants today.
I always say that Pope Francis is the new Catacombs Pact.
Now, this pact had 13 points, and in it, these bishops vowed to avoid wealth or the appearance of wealth, including in what they wore, not wearing rich vestments or loud colors, avoiding gold and silver. They also said they wouldn't accept invitations to extravagant dinners. Now, they also vowed to put pressure on international organizations to help change the economic structures which they said exploit the poor. These are all points that are remarkably similar to Pope Francis's agenda for the Church today.
Father Battazzi says the bishops made the pact because they were disappointed that Vatican II did not talk enough about the poor.
We were a bit disappointed that the council had not spoken.
The signers sent a letter to the Pope at the time, Paul VI, but Battazzi says the Vatican was too afraid of the political, especially Marxist connections, of aligning themselves too much with the struggles of the poor.
Now, this pact is mysterious because after it was signed, it essentially went underground, and the promises it made were kept alive only by a few. And what we know about it today is based on letters and the testimony of those who signed it.
American nun Sister Sally Hogden recently addressed a Vatican conference on the Pact of the Catacombs. She says knowledge of the pact was kept alive mostly in Latin America and became a foundational document for the Latin American church's focus on the poor.
There were 500 bishops who signed it later, most of them from Latin America. So my guess is that Pope Francis did know about it as he grew up in the church in Latin America.
Pope Francis has said that reaching out to the poor is what Jesus did. But like the pact, he also wants a church that is poor, one without extravagant clothing, fancy titles, or apartments, especially at the Vatican.
Even before Pope Francis, all of us were trying to live this without referring to the Pact of the Catacombs. So it isn't that when we've had different popes, we haven't tried to live gospel poverty. But it's just easier now.
A secret pact for a poor church that has languished underground for 50 years, now resurrected through the work of Pope Francis. Delia Gallagher, CNN, Rome.